a world-famous supermodel, a legendary quarterback, and a 13-year marriage that seemed untouchable. Then, a jiu-jitsu instructor. The story of Gisele Bündchen and Tom Brady's divorce was one of the biggest celebrity stories of the decade. But what came next is even more mysterious and private. It's a story of secret timelines, carefully worded denials, and a romance hidden in plain sight. For years, the public has tried to piece together the puzzle of Gisele Bündchen and Joaquim Valente. Today, we're going to look at every single clue. We'll follow the timeline from a professional introduction to a rumored secret marriage, and what we uncover might just change everything you think you know about this intensely private couple. This is a look into the truth behind one of the most discreet romances in modern Hollywood. To understand where this story is going, we have to start at the end. October 28, 2022. On that day, after months of speculation, Gisele Bündchen and Tom Brady, the golden couple of sports and fashion, announced their divorce after 13 years of marriage. In a statement on Instagram, Gisele wrote, "With much gratitude for our time together, Tom and I have amicably finalized our divorce. My priority has always been and will continue to be our children, whom I love with all my heart. We will continue co-parenting to give them the love, care, and attention they greatly deserve. The decision to end a marriage is never easy, but we have grown apart, and while it is of course difficult to go through something like this, I feel blessed for the time we had together and only wish the best for Tom always." It was a bombshell that rocked the entertainment world. For over a decade, they were the definition of a power couple. The public narrative focused on Brady's decision to unretire from the NFL as the breaking point. In her March 2023 Vanity Fair interview, Gisele would call that specific narrative very hurtful and the craziest thing I've ever heard, suggesting the reality was far more complex. She described the split not as a single event, but as a gradual drifting apart. "When I was 26 years old and he was 29 years old," she explained, "we met, we wanted a family, we wanted things together. As time goes by, we realized that we just wanted different things. It was, in her words, the death of my dream." But as the dust settled on the divorce, a new name began to surface: Joaquim Valente, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor who, along with his brothers, runs a martial arts academy in Miami. The connection wasn't exactly new. Gisele had first met him in late 2021, seeking a way to introduce her son to the discipline. By her own account, she quickly became a student herself, but the relationship was, by all public accounts, strictly professional. He was the family's martial arts teacher. Then came the first major clue that made the public question the official story. Just weeks after the divorce was finalized, in November 2022, Gisele was photographed in Costa Rica, and she wasn't alone. She was with her children and with Joaquim Valente. The timing was, to put it mildly, suspicious. For a woman so famously private, taking her kid's martial arts teacher on an international trip immediately after her marriage ended was a bold move. The denials were swift and firm. A source immediately told People magazine, "He and his two brothers are Gisele and the kids' martial arts teachers. They are not dating." The message was clear: this is not a rebound. This is a friend and a trusted figure in her children's lives. And maybe it was. But it raises the question that would set the tone for the next 2 years. Why was he there? It was the first breadcrumb in a trail that would lead to a much deeper story. As 2023 began, the speculation around Gisele and Joaquim refused to die down. Paparazzi captured them jogging together in Costa Rica in January, fueling more rumors. With every new headline, the just friends narrative was tested. Then, in March 2023, Gisele decided to address it head-on in a tell-all interview with Vanity Fair. When asked directly about the rumors, Gisele was ready with an answer that was both a denial and a deflection. She said, "I think at this point, unfortunately, because I'm divorced, I'm sure that they're going to try to attach me to anything." It was a clever response. She didn't just deny dating him, she framed the very question as a predictable move by a gossip-hungry media. She then pivoted to praising him, but carefully, in the context of his role as a teacher and friend. "I'm so grateful to know all of them," she said, referring to the Valente brothers, "because not only have they helped me and helped my kids, but they have become great friends, and Joaquim especially. He's our teacher, and most importantly, he's a person that I admire and that I trust." To the world, it seemed like case closed. But here's the twist. According to multiple sources who would later speak to outlets like People magazine, Gisele and Joaquim officially began dating in June 2023. Let that sink in. Her very public, very firm-sounding denial in Vanity Fair came just 3 months before their relationship reportedly began. This points to one of two things. Either it was an incredibly rapid progression from a trusted friendship to a romantic relationship, or the romantic feelings were already there, and the interview was a strategic move to buy them time and privacy. This is where the story truly deepens. They dated in secret from June 2023 all the way until February 2024, 8 full months. A source later explained the strategy to People. "They're taking it slow. They started out as great friends first. She's very private about this and wanted to keep it quiet while they got to know each other." Another insider confirmed this, noting that Joaquim had been a huge comfort for Gisele while she went through her divorce. Their friendship turned romantic after the divorce. This period of secrecy is perhaps the most telling part of their entire relationship. For a star of Gisele's magnitude to keep a relationship completely under wraps for 8 months is an extraordinary feat. After 8 months in the shadows, the story took a sharp, deliberate turn. In February 2024, People magazine published a story citing insiders that finally confirmed what the paparazzi had been suggesting for over a year. Gisele and Joaquim were a couple. The sources painted a picture of a deep, meaningful connection. One explained the foundation of their bond. They come from similar backgrounds. They both left Brazil very young. They have both created amazing lives for themselves in the US. They both love Miami. The timing of this confirmation seemed strategic. Just before Valentine's Day, the couple was photographed sharing a passionate public kiss in Miami. The images were definitive, leaving no more room for denial. A month later, in a March 2024 interview with the New York Times, Gisele herself finally spoke on the record about him as her partner. Her words were incredibly revealing. "This is the first time I am seeing someone that was a friend of mine first," she stated. "It's very different. It is very honest and it's very transparent." That statement is powerful. In saying it was the first time, she was subtly contrasting her relationship with Joaquim to her past, most notably her marriage to Tom Brady. In that same interview, she also forcefully shut down rumors that her relationship with Joaquim had overlapped with her marriage. When asked about it, her response was blunt. "That is a lie." She went on to say, "This is something that happens to a lot of women who get blamed when they have the courage to leave an unhealthy relationship and are labeled as being unfaithful." It was a clear, forceful statement designed to end the cheating narrative once and for all. The shift from total secrecy to public confirmation was stark, suggesting that every step of this romance was carefully managed. Once the relationship was public, the clues began pointing toward a more serious future. Throughout 2024, Gisele and Joaquim were seen more and more, always appearing deeply connected. But the most significant development was yet to come. On October 28, 2024, exactly 2 years to the day her divorce from Tom Brady was finalized, sources confirmed to People magazine that Gisele was pregnant. The symbolism of the date is hard to ignore. An insider told the magazine the couple was happy for this new chapter in their life. In February 2025, news broke that Gisele had given birth to her third child, a baby boy, her first with Joaquim Valente. While the baby's name hasn't been shared publicly, his arrival solidified what had been building for years. Gisele and Joaquim were no longer just a couple, they were a family. Just a month after the baby's birth, in March 2025, they were seen on a yacht in Miami, looking completely at ease and sharing affectionate kisses. The journey that began with a secret trip to Costa Rica had come full circle. They had weathered the storm of public speculation and were now building a new life together, but there was one final secret step left to take. So far, the timeline shows a pattern of extreme privacy and calculated reveals. But what do you think was really going on behind the scenes during those hidden 8 months? Drop your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories everyone is talking about. After the birth of their son, many assumed the story had reached its natural conclusion. But the biggest secret was yet to be revealed. The final twist came not from a public announcement or a magazine cover, but from an official document filed away in a Florida courthouse. On December 20th, 2025, news outlets broke a stunning story. By reviewing public marriage records, they discovered that Gisele Bündchen and Joaquim Valente were officially married. The record showed that the couple had tied the knot on December 3rd, 2025, in an intimate ceremony in Surfside, Florida. They had kept their marriage a secret for 17 days. This final act was the culmination of their entire strategy. From the beginning, their relationship was defined by a fierce commitment to privacy. A source explained the mindset to People, saying, Gisele didn't feel the need to share the wedding with anyone outside of her family unit. It just reflected where she is in her life right now. The insider added that now that they had a baby together, it felt natural to get married. Their wedding wasn't for the public. It was for them. It was a quiet power move in a long game of chess with the public eye. The news of the secret marriage sent shockwaves through the media, but the reaction everyone was waiting for was, of course, Tom Brady's. For days, he remained silent. Then, on December 20th, 2025, the very day the news broke, he posted something subtle and cryptic to his Instagram stories. The post was a selfie of Brady wearing a white hoodie with the words "Forever Young" printed on it. But it was the song he chose that captured everyone's attention. Logic's 2017 mental health anthem, 1-800-273-8255. The lyrics that played were heavy with meaning. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time, I feel like I'm out of my mind, it feel like my life ain't mine. Was he expressing his own turmoil or simply sharing a song about mental health? The ambiguity was the point. He didn't have to say a word about the marriage. The post spoke volumes. However, sources close to Brady soon began speaking to the press, attempting to frame his reaction more positively. An insider told the Daily Mail that Brady knew about the marriage ahead of time. It wasn't a secret to him, the source claimed. They still have to talk because of the kids. Her getting married was something she wasn't going to keep secret. This same source insisted Brady was happy for her. He's happy in the way that is simple. He's happy that she is happy. If he was upset, that would mean he still has feelings for her and that it would be unfair to the kids if he didn't want to see their mom happy and move on. This presents a fascinating contrast. The raw symbolism of Brady's Instagram story versus the curated response from his sources. In the end, Gisele Bündchen may have given us the final chapter, but she kept the first few pages locked away forever. Was this a masterclass in protecting her peace after decades in the spotlight, or a calculated deception from the very beginning? The line between a private romance and a public secret is a blurry one. What's your final verdict on the timeline? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed untangling this mystery, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a deep dive into the stories you only think you know.